Hey cats, what's happening? Just checking out my tread depth on my rear tire. I run these Dunlops and they're a softer tire, but preferred because they get a better grip on the road. But I'm the guy that likes to do fast takeoffs, fast starts, I don't know. I don't really smoke my tire or anything like that, but I'm kind of tough on the clutch, and I like to accelerate as fast as this bike will go. I mean, it's only an 80 cubic inch, 1340, and but it's enough that it puts some torque on the back wheel, and that wears the tire out faster than if you would just do nice, easy starts. But I don't know. I've always been in the habit of fast starts taking off. Val always used to, comment on me when I was in the car or something with her, and she'd say, "Good grief, you're not going to a drag race." But that reminded me of a drag race story. It was many years ago. I used to ride with my one buddy a lot, like almost every day. And I'd go down to his house and like to hang out down there. He had a nice garage and a concrete driveway, and in his shop he had everything you would need to service the bike or clean it up. I mean, he had one shelf in there with just all cleaning products. You could clean your windshield, you could wash your bike. He had a hose outside, polish it, wax it, detail it. He had everything you needed. And so I go down there in the evening or in the afternoon after I got off work. I'd go down there, right, take my bike down there and hook up with him, and we would tune up our bikes. Now he had a couple bikes, but he had a shovelhead that he liked to ride too. And so a lot of times we'd spend a few minutes tuning up the shovelhead, tweaking the carb to get it where it would just idle right but still have some acceleration without any issues. And when you got a shovelhead, you always got to do something with it. It just is. My Harley, my 99, you don't have to do much to it. It's carbureted, but I haven't had to mess with it very much at all, other than draining some water out of the bowl a couple times because I got some bad gas. Yeah. But I'm down there one night and he says, hey, you want to go to the races? I was like, yeah. He says, well, let's go to the drag races. And it was a weeknight, so it wasn't anything special. It was just like family night where you could, anything goes, whatever you want to run down the strip, you could run. So you'd see kids running, mom's car down the drag strip, or the a Volkswagen, or dad's Cadillac. So it's kind of fun. But anyway, we rode down there and we pull up to the gate, and they said, you want a pit pass and a racing pass? And my buddy right away, yeah, sure. And I wasn't paying much attention. I handed him $15, I think, and we got our tickets and we went in. Well, I'm following him, and he rides around all the way around to the pit area, and I'm thinking, oh, what are we doing here? And he says, we're going to race. I was like, oh, we are? I said, I didn't know that. I thought we were just watching the races. He goes, no, we're going to race. So we got in line, behind all the hoopties and the other people that were there. I mean, there was a couple motorcycles there. Nothing high performance. I mean, some kids would pull up and they had their car, maybe a little souped up or anything, but I mean, there wasn't any like pro stock vehicles there or anything like that. So we pull up to the line. Now, I've never officially drag raced before on a drag strip. So this was all new to me, but I kind of knew how to follow the lights on the tree, and when they start, and when they hit the green, you go. And so we pulled up to the line there, and I jumped off the start pretty quick, and held my own probably for the first 2 gears, but after that, his shovelhead just pulled me. Whew, he was gone. He was gone. That old shovelhead had some guts, and I mean, it obviously had a little more torque, a little more horsepower than my Evo motor, but it was all fun. We went down to the end, turned around, come back. He says, "Let's do it again." All right, I'll do it again. So I made us a second loop around, and we took another race, which pretty much came out the same as the first race. But that was a lot of fun, and I've never done it since. That was a one-time thing, but it was different. And then we went and we just sat in the grandstands and watched, all the other people run their cars down there. So that was pretty fun too. I mean, there were some interesting things going on there for sure. I don't usually go to the drag races, but I do have some friends that drag race cars. One buddy of mine that I know has a Mustang, like a Pro Stocker, that he works on, and it's his passion, and he races regularly all over. He runs the circuit and goes all over the place racing. Anyway, I really haven't, but at one occasion, this is before I met V, I had another young girlfriend. She was a daughter of one of my biker buddies, and she didn't know how to ride a motorcycle, but she liked to ride on the back. So she chose me to ride with. So we rode all over the place together and had fun. A lot of guys would ask me, "How the heck did you end up with her?" I don't know. It was just by chance. And I mean, we were, I guess, close friends, and that was about it. There was no fringe benefits or anything like that, But we had a lot of good times together riding. And she wanted to go to the drag races, so maybe about an hour from here, maybe a little longer west of here, is the Norwalk Speedway, which is like a national drag strip where they have big races. So they were having like the Night Under Fire or something like that. So we jumped on the bike and we rode all the way out there for the races. Now, it was a nice warm summer day, and we got there and she was thirsty and wanted a beer. I guess one of the things that I didn't expect when I got there was the price of going to those races. It's pretty costly, and not just the entry fee to get in, but then there's extra fees if you want a pit pass to walk around down in the pits, and if you wanted a beer, I remember beer was like really expensive, and she wanted to drink some beer. Well, I wanted to drink beer too, but when you spend $8 for a little Dixie cup of beer, and then she wants another one, that's another $8, and you could spend $100 on just beer and food there easily. And I guess I didn't do my homework, so I wasn't really quite prepared for that. But anyway, we had a good time, and she had her beers, and we watched the drag races. It was dark by the time the thing was over because they have the fireworks and all that stuff. So we get on the bike, and of course, after she had her beers, she was getting real sleepy, and she says, "I don't know if I'm going to make it." She says, "I'm really, really tired, and I'm just going to fall asleep." And so we started off heading home. Like I said, we had like an hour's drive to get home, and she tapped me. She says, "I'm falling asleep. You better hang on to me." So here I am on the bike. I'm reaching around behind me, hanging on to her, while she's got her head on my shoulder, sawing logs, almost the whole way back home. That way, it was a night that I won't forget because we had a lot of fun. But just the memory of hanging on to her so she wouldn't fall off the back of the bike. I had a pretty good grip on her jacket, you know, and had my arm wrapped back around behind me, hanging on to her so she wouldn't go anywhere. As far as races go, though, no, I haven't really been to the drag races since then, those days, and I think it would be fun. I probably will go back again one of these days, but I'm not racing my bike. My bike isn't a race bike by any means. A lot of times I almost feel like life is a drag race, like I'm in a race. I don't know why, but I always feel like I'm running behind, like I have so much to do and not enough time to do it, and I always feel like I'm falling behind, like life is a rat race. And I don't understand why, because, you know, if I really sit down and look at where I'm at, I'm retired, I'm free, I have no schedule, I don't have to answer to anybody, I can do my own thing at my own time. I make all my payments on time. I'm rarely behind on anything. So I don't know why I always feel like I'm running to keep up, you know. It's kind of hard to explain. I guess I'm just afraid of failure. I don't know. And I want to stay ahead of things. So I'm always pushing myself. It's not always easy to do. One thing I do regularly, though, is to pray. I pray for strength, for wisdom to make the right decisions. And those kind of prayers are answered very well. I pray for peace, you know, and I don't have anxiety, that I don't need to worry about being in a rush. I don't need to worry about, did I do this? Did I do that? What do I have to do? Oh, this is coming up. I better get ready for that. And I just need to think about today and make sure that I got everything in line today, and then I'm good to go. The prayer works for me. I pray for you guys too. I continue to pray for you guys. I know a lot of you have requested prayer, and those prayers have been sent out. I pray for those of you that are still in the hospital, for those of you that are ill, for those of you that are suffering, that have illnesses, disease, cancer. We've dealt with terrible issues, and prayer definitely helps. Every little bit helps. Some of you guys have been through traumatic experiences. You lost loved ones. You've had a divorce. You're in pain. Your heart's broken. I pray for you too. Thanks for watching and hanging out with me. Continue to stay on this ride with me through life's journey. Try to stay ahead of things. And hey, until next time, cats, ride hard and die free.